Hello, Skelevaderites, and welcome to the episode 4 of Skelevader's Weekly Weirdo. I see folks are already showing up in the chat, which is really cool to see. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put this fella on first because it's been a while since we've seen him live in a chat. So let's see, MotuOriginsCork. Hey, great to see you. Man, it's awesome to have you in here. I know it must be, I don't know what time it is over in Ireland. So thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. So yeah, hey folks, good to see you all. We got Radical Toys in here. Good to see you. As usual, my buddy's Customs. Great to see you, bud. Brick something. Yeah, one door closes and we walk through a new one. It's true. So yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, a lot of you folks, I saw you over in Brick Something's chat that he just finished up with Oz over there. Great stuff. I'm really tempted to get that book. So yeah, thanks for being here, Brick Something. John from Figuratively Speaking, good to see you. Hello. And Nolan, of course, great to see you. Yeah, all right. So let's see here. And we got Carol here. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And ALF Inflict, great to see you. Welcome back. Fantastic. Yeah. 11 p.m. Oh, sorry. Let me just post this here. 11 p.m. over there in Ireland. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so that's good to know. I might even try to like do a, I don't know, maybe for you do a little bit earlier, like so it's about 10 p.m. your time. So maybe I'll try for 2 o'clock every once in a while. Maybe that'll help. I know the feeling of seeing stuff posting late at night on YouTube and wanting to catch it live. So appreciate you being here, MotuOriginsCork. And also, just so you know, there's something coming your way. For those of you that watch the channel, you know that MotuOriginsCork, Carol Geis, Brick Something, and my buddy's Customs or Gamerbudd, they're all patrons of the Skelevator channel. Carol, check the messages on Patreon. I sent you a message to send me your address so I can send you a little something. And MotuOriginsCork, you have something coming your way. In fact, it may even have arrived already. So I hope it did. Hope it arrived safely. Shipping to Ireland, so hopefully it got there safe. Fantastic. And we got Master Versal Toy Hunter. Good to see you here. Eldor, welcome to it. And Carol Guy said, okay, all right, cool. And we have Ostradamus Toys here. Great to see you. Fantastic. Let's see. Oh, good. Oh, fantastic. I did miss that on Discord. But I'm so glad that you got it. I'm glad you like it. I hope it's in a prominent place in your toy collection. But yeah, that's very cool. Thank you so much. All right. So who did I miss? Anybody here? I'm just scrolling through. No, got everybody. And folks, if you have any questions about stuff as we're going through today's weekly weirdo, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll post it here. Oh yeah, Carol. So that's for those of you that know, no, everybody knows here. Carol is Oz's sister, so it's great to have her here. So today's weekly weirdo, I'm very excited, but I'm going to take a moment, have a sip of my coffee. Cheers, everybody. So to this week's weirdo is kind of an exception to my rule, kind of breaking the rules here a little bit. I did pick up something new for myself. Rather than doing an unboxing video as like I normally do with getting new stuff, I decided I've been waiting for this one for about 2 years to show up in stores. I was hesitant to pre-order it just because I was like, I want to see it first before I buy it. I want to see it in person. And finally started showing up in stores. Thank you. Thanks, Captain Biscuit 71. That's awesome. And you know where these came from. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, breaking the law. Absolutely. Pinkies up, folks. Pinkies up. Let me just see if I can do that here. Yeah. This is a larger, let's see, there we go. All right. Especially with these shelves, I feel like I really got to be fancy, you know? Got to live up to the shelves sometimes. So, all right. So I broke the rule a little bit. Found something new in the store, something I'd been waiting on, and I felt like this particular figure is a little bit out of the norm for me. So I definitely wanted to give this character some particular kind of spotlight, a unique spotlight, especially. So I'll just jump right in. I want to take my time with this and surprise you all, but I'm just going to jump right in. So I'll tell you the story. Of how I found it. I went to Target on my lunch break. I sometimes do that if I need to run an errand for the household. And I went to the area where they have, Masters of the Universe figures. I always stop there first. And I wandered over to the other side where they usually have Marvel figures and DC figures and G.I. Joe figures. Nothing in either of those locations that was of significance that for me. And then I wandered over to the NECA section, kind of hoping I'd see this thing, and didn't see anything there of significance. And then I was walking past the pet food section, and someone had placed this here, placed this in the pet food section. MotuOriginsCork. Beavis and Butthead. At least we know where it's from. Oh yeah, that's very true. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, My Buddy's Customs. Is it ALF? So it is ALF. Good one, Bud. That's fantastic. So yeah, I saw this on the shelf in the pet department, which I thought was hilarious. Right next to the cat food, which is even funnier. So I grabbed it. I was like, okay, let me take a look at this thing. I opened it up. I had a look. I was, impressed. And then I actually, because I've been trying to be strict about toy purchases, I actually put it back down on the shelf. Purposefully, I didn't take it back to the NECA section. I put it back on the shelf right next to the cat food. That's right. That's so right. Absolutely, buddy. That's right. Right next to the cat food. So I walked down the aisle. I went and got the thing I needed to get, which was garbage bags. Not that that's important. If you know Target layout, you know that's way on the other side. So then I was like, okay, I'm coming back. Partly because of what he's saying on the front here. Oh, look, someone with taste. So I thought, well, not only is this a figure I've been really wanting to get for like 2 years, he's also complimenting me right now. You can't see this, but my cat is right outside the window looking in too. It's like she knows. So I don't know if you are all fans of ALF, but I'll give you a little backstory before we look at the figure. For me, ALF was a big deal. It launched late September 1986. And previous to that, I don't even know how, as a 10-year-old, I was 10 at the time. I don't know how I was like clued into this. There must have been some sort of hype, or I read about it in maybe Starlog magazine or something. And I was, at the time, I was really into Masters of the Universe. I was really into Star Wars. But in particular in 1986, I was deep in on Muppets, and there was a rumor that there was a new Muppet, and that was people getting the information wrong because Jim Henson didn't come up with ALF. But I don't know how I found out about it. I knew that the show had already started, so it must have been after September that I was like, I knew that I had missed the first episode. So check this out. This is interesting to me because it shows how young and obsessive I was, how obsessive I was at such a young age. I would scan the TV guide because I didn't want to see a episode 2, episode 3, episode 4 of ALF, the series, until I'd seen the premiere episode rerun. So I was I mean, at 10 years old, I would read the TV guide and try and find out when that first episode would replay. And eventually I did. My mom must have thought I was crazy. I was so so excited. Watched that first episode. I was a little bit disappointed, but the ALF thing, the ALF hype had totally seeped into me by then. He ended up being on, those PVC figures and the stuffed animal and the puppet. Yeah, I believe there was a puppet. I'm thinking of the stuffed animal though. Ended up on my Christmas wish list. I finally ended up getting an ALF stuffed animal as for maybe the next year's birthday or something like that. But yeah, so I want to go back here to ALF Inflict because ALF is in his name, right? Hell yeah, that's my boy. He's ALF Alien Life Form, and I'm ALF Anarchist Life Form. That's awesome. I knew you'd get a kick out of this, ALF Inflict. And Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, great to see you here. Awesome. Love seeing you here. Cat Juice, definitely. Yeah, so I was telling my sister I want that figure, get ALF, Gizmo, and have them face off against Gremlins and Chucky. Yeah, I totally see that. ALF, I loved ALF because his face was somewhat realistic, I guess. Super weird design. I mean, the profile of him, when you look at the profile of him, it's borderline inappropriate. But I love the design of his face, and I love that his body looks a little bit like Fozzie Bear meets Rolf from the Muppets. So I was really into the Muppets, really into puppets, really into Gremlins and all that stuff. And so ALF really rang a particular bell for me. That's right, Carol. ALF. Now, so Oz and Carol, you had ALF. That's great. That's cool. You had the stuffed animal ALF. That was a pretty cool stuffed animal. If that's the one you had, like Stuffy of ALF. Yeah. Melmac was the name of his planet. That's right, John. Gordon Shumway was his name, right? That was his real name. I just rewatched the first episode. It's pretty bad. I mean, bad in quotation marks. It's lovely actually, but it was, I could see why I was like, is this all it's gonna be? Yeah. As a sci-fi kid, I was like, where's the outer space stuff? Where are more aliens? He played tapes. Oh, that's cool. That's great. You had that one. That's fantastic. So, all right, let's look at the figure. I already got him out of the box because I didn't want to open it up and because, as you know, the NECA toys are somewhat delicate. I didn't want to rush through it, so I got it open. I didn't want to make a bunch of noise with it either. But I'm going to go through his accessories first because they're really amazing. First of all, he comes with a little shirt, a little short sleeve button-up shirt. These totally late 80s style design with a collar and everything and little buttons. Really cool. Nice attention to detail. Velcro opens and closes. We'll put it on him in a little bit. Nolan said the animated show was better in your opinion. I had a lot of fun watching those on Saturday mornings for sure. That was a lot of fun. I kind of liked the live action show a little bit better because I liked the puppetry aspect. That was like my thing. But the cartoon was a lot of fun. I just love the ALF's sense of humor. I mean, really great. The dad was a little bit sort of pathetic and non-masculine dad, which I got a sort of thought was comedic at the time. I don't know. But I really liked ALF's sense of humor, dry and slightly dark. Brick something. I feel like they did say Gordon Shumway on the show, but you might be right. It wasn't really till the cartoon. Gordon and Gordy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, NECA does make their toys out of chalk. It does seem that way. So I was really scared about getting this guy out. So came with a shirt. Um, and let's see here. My favorite parts of the live action show was always when they did a wide shot of him running across the living room. Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. He's a little person in that. I don't know if that's the appropriate terminology now, but yeah, pretty funny stuff. And after watching the movie Nope this few months ago, and in the movie Nope, there's like a backstory of a television family, and something goes horribly wrong with this chimpanzee. I was thinking, it just should have been a puppet, right? I just went right back to ALF. Same scenario, odd creature living in a somewhat normal house. Anyways, I loved ALF. Oz is with me on that too. Loved both animated and live action. Yeah, loved it. Love the character. Love the sense of humor, love the weirdness, love the puppetry aspect of him. I loved his design. And so I'm really happy to have this figure, actually. He's quite amazing. We're going to get a close look. The other accessory I want to look at next is that he comes with a ham radio. The details on this, this is just fantastic. Look at that. I mean, come on. This is so cool. Little buttons, little knobs. It's very awesome. Great for toy photography people. The NECA accessories are always great. He comes with a bunch of hands. Here. I'm not going to show you all the hand options, but there's quite a few extra hands. I'm going to get to. He comes with this portrait. I believe this is a portrait of one of his relatives. I can't quite remember the lore of this, but this is awesome. Even has a little, look at that. Again, with the detail, right? The little clasps around here on the back of the frame. Amazing. Very cool. Comes with a little framed family member or significant other. I can't remember. And he comes with a bowl of popcorn because he loved to eat. And again, very cool detail work here. Yeah, I think so. Oh, here we go. Gamerbudd, or My Buddy's Customs, Rhonda photo. Yeah, for sure. Wasn't that his girlfriend? That's right. That's right. It's all coming back to me. I got to rewatch these episodes, man. I haven't watched them in a long time. Oz, that is an excellent question. Can I swap out the photograph? No, I cannot. I'm looking closer now, but no, it's you can tell it's like an adhesive on there, but it looks very, yeah, there's no like plastic film or anything over it. So yeah, you can't really remove it. But I'm sure that we can manipulate this and put something else on top of that, right? If we wanted to, but we'll keep Rhonda in there for now. ALF Inflict said, hey, did you ever see the movie Permanent Midnight? It's all about the creator of ALF and his heroin addiction during writing ALF on the show. Ben Stiller. Permanent Midnight was about Paul Fusco? I did not know that. I'm going to have to look into that. There's a little nod to Fusco here. I'm going to show you in a second here. That's interesting, ALF. I did not realize that. And same thing with Brick Something. No way, I didn't realize that. I'd seen Permanent Midnight when it came out, but man, I had no idea. I think I saw it. Maybe I didn't see it. Yeah, definitely gonna watch that. And then John says I have to get Peacock. Yeah, maybe Tubi or Redbox for sure. I've been listening to a lot of movie podcasts lately, and folks use Tubi. I got to get in on that. All right. He also comes with sunglasses, which, by the way, are very cool. And I feel like they would snap if I really tried to put them on him. There's a way to put. I tried to do this. There's a way to put the sunglasses sort of under his bangs. I'll show you in a little bit. I'm holding off on showing him. and over his ears, but it's a very tight squeeze. I'm a little hesitant to try that with these sunglasses because they are so delicate. But I'm definitely gonna try and put these sunglasses on some of my Masters of the Universe figures for sure. And let's see, what did they called ALF Mr. Chompers for the movie, and he was green. It's all coming back to me. Thank you so much for being here and telling us that, ALF. Gosh, I love that about this. I love that about the folks that join these chats, because I'm learning just as much from you as you might be from me. I mean, I'm sure most of what I say you all are kind of already know. Yeah, let's put Oz just said King T shades. Let's put those shades on King T. I have him back here. That's a great idea, Oz. All right, let's see how the shades look on King T. They're they're a little bit big, but that's pretty awesome. Like, it's like he's wearing sunglasses versions of my glasses. That's funny. Good idea, Oz. So yeah, took care of that. He comes with okay, so you saw the popcorn, you got the hands, the shirt. Oh, a little bag of slime balls, which is hilarious. And then I'll save. Oh, then this Pepsi can that has the last name Fusco. So Paul Fusco's last name is on there instead of Pepsi, which I thought was a smart way to give Paul Fusco a little credit. It's pretty controversial what has been revealed about Paul Fusco over the last 10 years or so, with the behind the scenes footage of him saying inappropriate things to the other actors, and how there's been a lot of controversy there, and rightly so, because I think the dude was off his rocker there for a while. But maybe someone else will take over with ALF, and he'll be able to reclaim his name. And then my favorite accessory is this cat in bread. That's Lucky. I'm pretty sure that's Lucky. I feel like I remember Lucky being black and white. Lucky was the ironic name of the cat in the household. But I love that it's the cat is happy looking. It's just squished between two halves of a loaf of bread or a baguette or something. Pretty hilarious. If those sunglasses were clear lenses, you could put them on the Masterverse Beastman, and I can make your custom fig. Hey, there you go. That's cool. Maybe if not, I know that NECA figures never go on. I've never seen a NECA figure on clearance at Target. But if one ever is available, I'm definitely gonna get another one so that I can mess with those sunglasses. I'll send them your way, bud. If I can get them for cheap. That's right. It's a cat Mitch. That's right, John. Yeah, I love that they included the cat too, for sure. Love this accessory. He's on a little plate too. You can see that he's on a plate. Cat and a sandwich, a cat witch, as John said. So let's have a look at the figure. First of all, I was incredibly impressed. Is this gonna work? Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I was incredibly impressed by the sculpt of this figure, and the paint wash and the paint applications here are great. The eyes, you know, the beady black vacant ALF eyes look very realistic in person. It's not really coming through here. Very realistic. The ears, the moles on his face are in the right places, and his teeth, his jaw opens and closes a little bit, not much, not much. Yeah. So Such a great sculpt. Perfect. Yeah, the sculpt here is amazing. Bud said, my other monitor, I have to show up to watch after this. Yeah, I get it. And I'm going to take some toy photos of this guy after today, and I'll definitely get some good images of this guy. Really love the detail of NECA 2 Oz for sure. I want to point out the articulation on the head. So you saw his jaw opens and closes. His mouth doesn't close all the way, which is fine. His mouth is hardly ever completely closed in the show anyways. But his head articulation is really quite good. You know, he's able to look up like that. As you can see that in the back of his head, see how the neck, I mean, there's really a lot of mobility here. Then he has the crunch, of course. You know, the joints are tight. There are a lot of rubbery elements here, like his belly here is soft. I feel like he's a sturdier or a softer figure than most of the other NECAs that I have. So he might not crack if he falls. We primarily worried, I thought I would be worried about his bangs and his ears. His ears are stiff plastic, but his bangs are a little bit soft. Like I said, putting the sunglasses, oh, King T's still wearing the sunglasses. Yeah, make sure to heat it for sure. The sunglasses, so before I put the sunglasses on, I'm definitely gonna try and heat it, but you can see here, if I try and there's like a little area right between his bangs and his ears, and it's just too tight. You can't really see that, but it's a bit of a struggle to get that in there. But that doesn't matter. I'm probably going to use the sunglasses for other things anyways. Hey, maybe I'll just decide to send them to Bud to make a Skelevader Beastman character. One of the things that I always thought was weird about the character was how bulky and fake looking his feet were in the show. They did not stray away from that. They look just like the puppet feet with the weird toe pads, and they are kind of rounded. So it looks exactly the way he looked as the puppet in the show. Little tail in the back, just like he had. This figure is remarkable, folks. I'm really excited to have him. He's definitely going to go on a prominent 80s character shelf back here eventually. When I'm going to sort of curate these shelves behind me and move stuff around and change things up every once in a while. Yeah, this is cool. Let's put the shirt on him. Let's see. I'm going to put that on in just a second, but I'm going to catch up with the chat here. All right, so Eldor is back. Fantastic. I'm glad you're back. Yes, there were rumors of an ALF comeback a few months ago. There's a really great Instagram channel. What do we call it? Instagram profile on Instagram called Bring ALF Back. So I think that there are people who really want ALF to come back in some way. There probably will be something eventually. I think there was supposed to be like a CGI movie or a CGI show where ALF would be CGI and the people would be real. I just don't think that that's the smart way to go with it. Yeah, I think I remember reading something about that for sure. Thank you, Eldor. Yeah, the detail is fantastic for sure, John. I feel like now we need Mac from Mac and Me. Yes, we definitely do need a Mac and Me figure for sure. You know what? If you know what I mean when I say this, Paul Rudd should get behind that. If you don't know what I mean, look up Paul Rudd and Mac and Me. And I want to see him painted orange with a white face ALF Beastman homage figure. Brick, that's amazing. Okay, folks, if you find this out there and you want to buy them, but you want to buy them just to customize, I'm not willing to paint mine, and like I said, I'm not going to get another one unless it comes up real cheap at clearance or something. But yeah, if you want to get one and customize it as a beast, ALF Beastman figure, please do. Please send the photos to the email down below, and we will feature it on Toy Frenzy's viewer showcase that's forthcoming. For sure, absolutely. So folks, there's an assignment for you. And Mork, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely he would have to be a puppet if they made him into if they made another movie, for sure. Hey, Brick something, as soon as I get my ALF figure, I'll make a resin mold, cast them so I can definitely play with the color schemes. Hey, ALF Inflict, if you do that, if you make a mold and start casting resin ALFs, will you let me know? Send me an email down below. Let me know. I'd definitely be interested in something like that, so I could make a custom of this too. That would be really cool. My Pet Monster, Beastman colors, Skelevator, whatever you want to do with the ALF mold. That'd be really cool. Yeah, and same thing with Bud. Send him one; he'll make a custom for sure. Yeah, get an ALF, a new Eternia Beastman. I'll make it happen. Very cool. All right, so this is ALF. Oh, we're gonna put the shirt on him. Let's put the shirt on him. I'm always nervous about putting clothes on these NECA figures because they are so delicate. I don't like to stretch out their articulation. I think if I put it behind him, bend his arm a little bit. There we go. This is gonna work, I think. I'm gonna take his hand off. There we go. There, that's the key. Gordon Shumway. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. It is a tight fit. It's a tight fit. There. All right. So, did he have his collar up? I put his collar down. That looks right. Hold on a second. Almost there. There. I love this. I might keep the shirt on him. Look at that. Fantastic. Straight out of 1986. ALF fits in, you know, those styles are back. He fits in today. Let's see, we've got Eldor. ALF will be one of many cosplays to make them. Earl Sinclair, Good Robot Bill, Beast Wars, Megatron, and Real Ghostbusters Ray, for sure. My Pet Monster ALF Beastman, or my pet monster ALF, or Beastman would be epic too. I agree, for sure. Modern day ALF wouldn't be able to simply hide with a family. Yeah. Hey, that's a great idea. Yeah, ALF. That's what ALF should do. That's how ALF should make a comeback. If anybody's watching from the ALF team, or has the rights to put ALF back out there, you should put him on YouTube, have him do a cooking show or something like that, and have him come back as a YouTuber. That's something ALF would totally do. ALF's eaten one too many cats. That's right, for sure. Oh my gosh, yes, and as a Kermit Frogmonger custom would be amazing too. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that coming. Yeah, I every once in a while I'll see a My Pet Monster plushie or stuffy or whatever we call them out in the antique stores, and they're always way overpriced, Oz. But if I ever see one for a reasonable price, I'll let you know. I'll send you a picture, the price. This ALF, folks, if you like NECA figures, if you don't like NECA figures, whatever your feelings are, but if you like ALF, this is an amazing figure. Really happy to have him. He's, you know, I'm glad that he's out now. I'm glad that it's NECA. I'm glad that he has all the details right, at least right from my perspective. I'm sure there's somebody out there that might find something wrong with it, but man, I love this figure. Yes, Mrs. Piggyhead. Yeah, so Pighead, Frogmonger, man, practically with the figures that we have, Grizzlor as Rolf, we've pretty much got a Muppet Show going on with the Masters of the Universe figures, with the Origins figures. Yeah, Carol was gonna chime in and say that Oz is a huge My Pet Monster fan. I love that figure. Every time I see Super 7 put out a new reaction My Pet Monster, I'm always super tempted, because those are gorgeous and the packaging is always amazing with those. Good stuff. I jumped on the NECA bandwagon. Next, I'm getting Gizmo. Yeah, Carol, that Gizmo, as you saw in the last video, is amazing. Really stoked to have him. Yeah, hashtag Ralph Lore. That's right. All right, folks. So that's it. I wanted to show this off. The packaging is, you know, what we expect from NECA. It's got the open thing here. Really great image here. Him eating the popcorn. Got the Fusco soda pop right there. On the back, he's posing with, you know, in the TV and with the sandwich and with the picture of Rhonda and the ham radio and with his shirt on, you know, is like, look at this. This is interesting. Spare some change for a reboot. All right, so you know, even NECA is trying to get the word out there to try and get this guy to come back in some way. We do need a little bit more ALF in our lives, I believe. This figure's amazing, folks. If you find him, great. Use them to customize. If you ever find an extra pair of these sunglasses around, let us know. Let me know. This week is going to be interesting toy frenzy. It's going to be Oz and Bobby primarily. Talking for most of the show. At the beginning, I am going to zoom in live from my art show that's coming up. It's a different set of artworks from my Masters of the Universe builds. These are paintings. These are sculptures. So I'll be zooming in from that art gallery early on at the beginning of Toy Frenzy. So be sure to tune in for that. That should be a lot of fun if everything goes well. JMax77, great to see you here. So did you see we got today's episode of Weekly Weirdo was NECA's NECA's ALF. All right. Glad to see you here though, folks. Really appreciate you being here. Please click like and subscribe. Huge thanks to My Buddies Customs, Carol Geis, Brick Something, and MotuOriginsCork. So cool to have MotuOriginsCork chime into this one. I know it's 11 p.m. over there. I'm going to end now. You can go and rest up. But really appreciate you all being here. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments and Alf Inflict in particular for bringing the knowledge for Permanent Midnight. Go out and watch that movie. I'm definitely going to try and find it and watch it again. Thank you, Brick. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. Tune in this coming Thursday night for another exciting episode of Toy Frenzy, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling for sure. Thank you, Eldor. Thank you very much. Good journey, everybody. Nolan, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for everybody. Thank you for sharing with me, because that's really what this is, right? Carol, good to see you. Eldor, Alf chuckle of glee. Yeah, no problem, right? That was his catchphrase, no problem. I counted 5 times he said no problem in that very first episode. I think it was 5. I could be wrong. So yeah, bye. And thank you everybody for being here. See you in the next video. And I'll see you on Thursday night for Toy Frenzy. All right.